Hey guys, come on in, grab a seat, grab your instruments. We are going to learn Benny Friedman B'sheim Hashem tonight. I've been asked many times by Bundy to do this song. I think it's this version. There's also a Carlbach version I'm going to do next. But let me go and let him know that we're live right now. Bundy, how you doing? We are live on YouTube Live, and I'm about to learn B'sheim Hashem. And if you want to tune in, come on in, we'll be here. So I promise you I'd learn it, and here we go. Esty, go to YouTube, search Kumzits everywhere, and you should see that we're live. And refresh the page if you don't see it. All right, anybody here yet? One person watching? How you doing? Come on in. All right, let me go and set this up here with the comments. By the way, I forgot to put the headphones on as always. Okay, this should be better. Check, check. Okay. So let's see if we should put the comments here. It's going to be hard to keep the comments in this time around, so I'll check them every once in a while. Because I'm going to need, let's see, we could probably do it like this. Yeah, if we actually set it up like that. And let's take away this. All right, this probably works. We can do it like that. Okay. So I want to just share the things I have on top here. Let me make sure you can see them. Yeah, pretty good. So on top, I always have my handy dandy tools. Number one, the YouTube to MP3 converter. This gets me any video on YouTube, and I'm able to go ahead and convert it to an MP3. I can then bring it into Chordify.net, which I pay about $12 a month for. It'll spit out some basic chords. It isn't always the right chords. That's what I'm going to go ahead and fix now and make sure that they are the right chords. Over here, this is from before when I was getting the transliteration. So I always go ahead and take the Hebrew with Nakudos. In this case, I actually use the art scroll because it's a little bit more detailed, especially with Shvana and Shvanach and all that stuff. It gives you a little line over the word. So I like to use those for uniformity throughout the different songs. Websites don't usually have uniformity. We can delete this now. And also this great website. If you go to chordfinder.com, it'll actually link you here to guitaristreference.com. And actually what we could do is put in Finder and go ahead and find what chords the different notes make. Okay? E suspended fourth, and so on and so forth. It's really cool. So these are my tools. One second, let's make sure people can get in here, that it's looking live. Do a quick test. Yeah, it says live. All right, I'm going to go ahead and send somebody the link. So 1 second, guys. Copy. Okay. Copy. And Bundy. Okay. We're good. Actually, let me just make sure the link works and the sound works, and then we'll continue. Okay, we're in. Okay, welcome, Esty. So this song, by the way, I've been asked to play a lot, and I never really listened to it. And my God, is it beautiful. Like, beautiful. So I think it could become one of my favorites. Let me add a little light so you can see my face better. See if that helps. Good, love it. So, the first thing we're going to do is listen to the intro. The intro I know is very difficult. So some of the very difficult ones I'm going to chord out a little later so I don't take too much time on the video. I like to make this video less than an hour, and I think we could, but it is a very, very beautifully orchestrated piece. And so it's going to be a little tricky at times. So this is actually in G major, as far as I understand so far, but I'm going to play it in C major on the 7th fret using this capo here. And the reason is that later on, I'm going to try to sing it, and I won't be able to because Benny Friedman sings way higher than I do. So I'm going to have to go ahead and move it down to my range. So I'd rather learn it up here on C major instead of having to transpose it later. So let's go ahead and hear the song. Okay, I want to turn this up a tiny bit. All right, so this, it sounds like there's some bass note movement here. So it basically sounds like a C. Let's see if that's correct. So I wanted to show you something here. By the way, so what I did already was oops, let's not do that. No. Okay. So what I did was I already wrote out the transliterations and the translations here. So the words are already finished. That part is half the battle. That takes about an hour on its own because I have to make the transliterations uniform. And then the translations pretty much, if you know from the last video, I take from another place now, but I actually hire somebody to make custom translations for me, which are amazing because they're in normal English that we use day to day, right? Nothing old English or anything like that. Also, there's context as well. So it's not just what it means, but it's what it's coming to teach as well. And also you'll see all the sources here. So this part's already finished. So now we have the easy part, which is going to be the music. All right, let's do some intro. I didn't do the intro last time because it was almost Shabbos. I didn't have time, but tonight I do have time. Hey, Esty. Excited that you're here. So, let's go and do this. The first thing is the intro. So that's really what it is. It's a C major chord, and then a C major, but it's actually going to be a root B. So it's going to be a C over B. So we're going to add this in over here. Go to improve, and we'll do C over B, which essentially is going to be a C major 7th, because we're adding in the major 7th note of the C scale. So we have C, and we're adding in the B, which is the 7th note of that scale. So, okay, and I don't have to do it exactly the way it is, but that's what the chord sounds like. So it's going to be a C over B. Now this is interesting because this is not an E minor. Oh, that's weird. So this is an A7. So we have to get back to the E minor soon. So I'm wondering if this is a D minor or a D suspended second. Let's hear it again. Usually it doesn't have a space when it plays. I'm wondering why it's doing that. It's kind of getting annoying. Another thing you can do here is you can actually repeat it. Yeah. So you'll notice that E is there. And by the way, I'm referring to the letters based on where my capo is. So yeah, that E is there, which makes this chord not a D minor, but it actually makes it a D minor, a D suspended second. So we're going to change this to D sus 2. All right, we still got to come back to this E here. That's going to be a tough one. So it sounds like it, okay. So the F is good. The G is good. And then over here, it sounds like 3 different chords, but really what they're doing is they're doing a D dominant 7th to, a G dominant 7th. And I think this is going to be a G 6th to a G. So to double check, should be a G6. We can just put it in our handy dandy chord book. Yeah, so this is a G6. Okay? So we can add these in now. So this is going to be so G7. G7 is G dominant 7. G6. Do we have a G6 option here? Maybe not. 6, G major 6, it's fine. Same chord. Back to G. Okay, so. Pretty much repeats itself. But it ends off on a C, which is the tonic. And it ends in that little note. Okay, so let's go and map and chord this out. For the intro, because there's no words, I always use little dashes for the tempo. In fact, let's go and calculate the tempo right now. I have a nice app called Beat Metronome on Google Play. I'm not sure if Apple has it, but probably they do, I would imagine. And you can actually tap the tempo. So look, you know what we could do here? Let me go and take off the reverb. We don't need reverb right now. Easier. So we can tap the tempo. So let's go and tap it out. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So I always round it up to the, like to either, I do it by fives, not by ones. So I round it up to 115. All right, and this is actually 3/4. This is a 3/4 beat. It's not a 4/4. It's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, as opposed to 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? Different feel, different style, and we'll add that into the chord book here. So it's 115, 3/4, 115 beats per measure. So that's our tempo. So when we do the chords, we can add them in with little dashes for each beat. Let's see who's watching right now. Okay, 2 people watching. All right. I wonder if I'm one of them, so actually one person watching, just SD. So what's awesome about this, by the way, is that even though no one watches, it makes it into a video that people can watch later on. And I hope to one day monetize this YouTube channel, so it'd be great to have these. So we're going back to the chord book, and we're going to add in the chords. So we have C, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. 1, 2, 3. So each beat gets its own dash. So it'll be C, dash, dash. Let's take away the bold. Then C over B, dash, dash. We have this E minor, which is not true, so we're going to put E minor for now, but we're going to put it in red to come and fix it. We have the A7. Let's do another line. D suspended second. F. G. And then we have G7 to G6 to G. A couple extra spaces so it doesn't get confusing. So I want to figure out this. So I'm going to have to slow this down. So another cool feature is you can actually go to Overview, you can slow that down, and you can select it. And all I'm going to do is listen to that several times to figure out what notes they are. And once I have the notes, then I'll know what chord it is because I'll put it into the chord finder. So, and the reason I was able to tell it wasn't E minor is because it sounds like it's outside of the C major scale. There's no note in the C major scale that is B flat, which is what I'm playing right now. So something is being altered. Let's go and see what else there is. Sounds like a diminished chord to me. Let's see if I'm right. Okay, so we have the D. We have B flat, E, and D. So just put that on every string. E, B flat, A sharp and B flat are the same. D, we can X these guys out. And it doesn't have it. So my guess is because it is. So if it would be a diminished, maybe a diminished seventh, if we add the G in, half diminished. E minor 7 flat 5 is a half diminished. So actually we can call this a half diminished. Let's see if that sounds right. Yeah. Oh, there's one note here. Let's see if it's... That's the D again, I think, but a higher pitch D. Let's hear it one more time. Yeah, that's a D half diminished right there. No, not D. It's going to be an E half diminished. So half diminished is going to be a little. It's going to be looked at as a little degree sign with a line through it. It's kind of annoying actually to figure out. We can go here to Google. How half diminished in Word, and it should give us a symbol. Alt 0248. Yeah, that's good enough. Was it E though? I can't remember what it was. It was E half diminished. Okay. It's basically just a quick thing. A half diminished is basically a diminished triad with a minor seventh. So an E minor seventh with a flattened fifth is the same thing, just called, it's written differently. So E half diminished, we can take this off of red, make it black again. And what I do for the complicated stuff is I have a little thing at the bottom here called chords, where I write out the chord. So in this case, we're going to do E, whatever this was. We can copy it now. Okay. Each line is another string. Let's take away this double spacing. And so we'll do it like X, X, because we're not going to play the last two strings. Open, open, 1, open, 1, open. Okay, so let's see if this sounds good. There's many different ways to play this chord. In fact, you click on here, it'll show you many different ways. If you want it to be a higher pitch, maybe it's better to play it like this. Which I wouldn't be surprised if that sounds better. Let's hear. That's gorgeous. Theoretical genius. Whoever wrote this song. Uh-oh. Let's go and take it away from the... Okay. C. Amazing. One more time. Ah, gorgeous. Okay, so I think we can leave it like that in terms of this inversion. Awesome. So that's the intro. And then it repeats itself except the ending has a C. So what we can do is we can go ahead and just copy and paste. When there's a different ending, I always just do it again. It's only a couple extra lines, no big deal. And so I don't need to get every piece of the melody in here, so I'm not going to bother with that little thing. I'm just going to keep it as C. And people can sing it if they want to. So, so this is what we have. Pretty beautiful. Oh, and then we have to end off with C. Okay. And how many times do they play C? So they have a couple C's. Okay, right there. That makes sense. Fine. So now the song begins. So this is going to be C. And often you have to pay attention to the part with the words is often very similar to the part with without the words. So one of the tricks that I do a lot is if it's the same, it's easier to hear the different notes without the words. Question is. So what's that's something different too. Let's hear. I wonder if this is going to be May 7th. Yeah, that sounds right. I think that's an A minor 7th over here, which is why this wouldn't. Okay. Yeah, that sounds right to me. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to put C over B again. D minor 7. So that's the D root note over there. I don't know if I hear the seventh though. I hear it. Yeah, I hear it So the question is this going to be... Are we going to have an F or are we going to have an E? I think there's actually no F. I think this is E. So it almost sounds like a D suspended second seventh. That would be my guess. Let's see. No. C69. Interesting. So sometimes there's multiple names for chords. So in this case, we are in the key of C. And we're coming from a C. So you have to think about the context of the song to determine what it's called. I do like that. It's a tough one. I like it in the context of D, because we're really coming from a D minor to a D minor seventh. So let's see what we can do here. So if it was a D suspended second, it would be this, but it would be D to C. So it's still a D suspended second with the seventh. It's a D. There's no F. So we have right? So there's no third, so we're suspending that to the second. And we still have 1, 2, 3. Okay, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, I'm going to call it D suspended second, seventh. Sometimes I double check it. D7 suspended second, it would be called officially. Yep, there you go. Open D, 2, 1, 0. Open D, 2, 1, 0. Perfect. I'm happy that worked out. So let's go ahead and add that to our chords in the bottom. G7 sus2. All right, and we're going to have XX. Let's do it like this. 0, 2, 1, 0. Okay, let's start adding the chords in.
Hashem Elohim.
So C, B'sheim Hashem Elokei Yisrael.
Mimi
Ni
Choel.
Choel
Mimi Choel. Umismoli Gabriel. Mimi Gabriel. Umilfana.
So it's really going to be D suspended 4, D suspended. Oh, actually. Okay. No. So we're going to do D suspended 4.
V.
G sus 4 to D minor 7. And the other one's not in here, so we'll just do D minor for now, but it's really a D 7th suspended 2nd. So begin. It's gorgeous. So
V.
small E, D sus 4, C, Ga, D minor 7th, Re, D 7 sus 2, L. So as you see, it gets kind of complex. To G. Okay, let's go back one. B'sheim Hashem Elokei Yisrael Yimini Michael Mismali Gabriel. So I'm actually still wondering about this C to B, something we can come back to double check later on. But I think it's right. We'll double check it later. What's that about? So actually, this is interesting. Gavriel. It's going to be on the next line. Gavriel. Okay. So yeah, all these CBs we have to double check. It's just you're just changing the bass note from C to B to A, and that's changing the chords. The truth is, we can really call this C with root note A, but it's really A minor 7th. I don't know. Okay, so C, Uriel, Yacharai, Raphael, and this has a little extra beat, so I'm gonna go like this to show that there's two G's. Yal Roshi. Oops. Yal Roshi Shchinaske. Yal Roshi Shchinaske. Okay, so that's going to be the verse. Cool. Gorgeous. So in the abridged version of the Kumzits Chordbook, I actually take out all the tricky chords, the things that end up down here, and I just do major minor only. So the advantage is, number one, it's cheaper. It's $40 for that book instead of $80 for the complete version. And also it's easier to play, and people can follow you along much better as well live. The advantage of the complete one is that you get all the chords and you get all that creaminess and the flavor. Right? The whole... Oops. All that stuff. So you learn a lot more and you get more flavor. So we're almost done. Let's go to the chorus. Well, let's listen to it.
B'sheim Hashem Yal Roshi Shchinaske Lo Sira.
This chorus is insane. So beautiful.
Sira
So first what I'm going to do is I'm going to go through it once with the chords that they tell me, and I'm going to see if anything doesn't make doesn't really seem to fit. You hear that? Yeah. So there's actually going to be okay. There's going to be a D in there. So the D is the second note in the C major scale. So when you have a D playing with C, it's actually going to be called a D, rather a C add 9. Because the second and the ninth are the same notes, just one's an octave higher. So when we have that ninth note in there, it's called an add 9 because we're adding the ninth note. So here, that is a C add 9 right there. But I don't know if it has, I don't think it has it in here. So what we're going to do is we're going to go C add 9. So I'd play it. And since he's singing through it, I'm going to actually add, instead of spaces, I'm going to add lines to show that the word extends. It helps me when I play know how long to sing with the chords. Oops, that was the wrong note. So it's a C over Sira. And then it turns into a C add 9. I'll have to add that here too. So this is cool. It's actually so it goes to C add 9 to E. Beautiful transition. So we're going to E minor. All the while singing this Sira word. So you have to really pay attention to those little extra notes that are played by other instruments, because that's the orchestration, and from that we build a chord. You hear for this F. So we have an F, but we also have this note over here. We have the G. So again, it's going to be an F add 9 because we're playing an F chord, but we're adding in the second note of that scale. So take a look. If I play an F major, but I add in this G, F add 9, because I'm adding in the second note, aka the ninth note. The reason why second versus 9, it has to do with the piano. If you extend on to a chord notes, eventually when you get to the second, it's going to be the ninth away from the root. So here we go. So pa is F, and chad is F add 9. Laila. Now that I noticed there again for the G, but G is in G. It's one of the. It's actually the root. So this is going to be a regular G. Pachad Laila.
lo sira Pachad Laila lo sira
And then again. Oh, interesting. Hold on. So this is actually just going to be C with a G. And that already is in C. So that's just a different way to play it. So we don't have to worry about that. Okay. Let's see. So this one we have to just do C, a little easier. Okay, and over here we have the G. And this is again in E minor. So it's just a different way to play it. Now I love this part the best of the whole song. So again, okay. And this time we just have the E minor. And we're going to add the we don't have to do F to the other one. We can just do that. We can just do it from the beginning, the F add 9. Probably could do that here too, but it works nicely either way. Okay. And I put the I, 9, I's in there as well, just for spacing. Was it A minor? It sounds to me like the same thing as the A minor 7th before. Yeah, A minor 7th. Okay, basically we added in the minor 7th, the 7th note of the minor A minor scale. A minor 7. So I wonder if this is an E minor with the C, which would actually not be an E minor. So I want to hear if that C is in this section here. sounds to me, it's very subtle, but it sounds to me like it goes there. Like it starts with E minor. Listen closely. But I'm gonna leave it out because it's very, very subtle. Try this again. Ooh. No, I'm not sure it's there. If it is, it's very, very subtle. So we're going to do without it. Okay, F. Oh, okay. This is actually supposed to go here. Okay, there's only one other, and this is where the G goes. Oh, maybe it does go. No. Yeah. Yep. Almost done, guys. D minor 7. And we'll extend this. Oh, let's do it. Okay. To D 7 sus 2. Okay, the question is now, is it going to repeat itself and have a different ending? And I know it does. So. Okay, so here's where it gets very interesting. and they start to go totally out of scale. So, B'Sheim Hashem is the end. B'Sheim
Hashem.
B'Sheim Hashem, the F major. And why it's interesting is because F major is not the key of the song, it's in C major. And so the F major isn't giving us a resolution, it's keeping us going on. The resolution is here. Right, you feel that. The F is not finished yet, and nor is the song, so take a listen. And right here, they go into minor, F minor. So it's F major into minor. And one of the great ways to play around with music is to transition from major to minor. So I'm going to actually add in the beat here. Oops. This was 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Fine. So we know that there's 6 beats there. And then it goes. Oh, it's amazing. My God, he actually repeats this. Genius. So this is some of the things you don't get if you go to like jewishchords.com. They don't have these little interesting orchestration pieces. F minor. B'Sheim Hashem, and then we have the C. Back to the root. So check this out. My God. B'Sheim Hashem. But we're back in C. So it's a borrowed chord. This F minor is considered a borrowed chord. We change scales from major to minor very, very quickly, and we come back to major again. And it really adds a lot of flavor to the song. So let's see if we're missing anything. I think we're pretty much done. It's going to repeat. And I know the ending is also very beautiful, so we have to make sure we don't miss the ending. So this is very interesting too. So let's go back a bit. Here, I'm trying to figure out where he is. Okay, A minor, Ya'uf. So Yamam, and let's see what happens at this ending. It's going to be a different ending. So he doesn't do the B'Sheim Hashem this time. He actually goes. So this is. Okay, so he's actually going to modulate. Modulate means you're going to go from one key to another key. So he's going to go from C to C sharp. Listen to how it sounds. He's going to F sharp here. That's wild. That's so interesting. I don't know who made this song, but this is really cool. That's amazing. It's incredible. So I don't usually put the modulations in the Kumzits because if you're playing with people, they're not going to be able to modulate because they don't have the capo. Usually what I'll do when I modulate is I'll move the capo to where I need to go. But it throws everybody else off. So I'm going to add it in here just because it's so interesting. But when I do the abridged version, I'm going to take it out. So amazing, my God. Because I'm freaking out here. This is legit really cool. Brilliant music. Anyone who says Jewish music is 3 chords is highly, highly wrong. So let's call it modulation. And we'll go Lo Sira. There's 2 of them. So the G is and Yo Imam. Sira. And also, it doesn't sound like Benny Friedman at all, which is another interesting thing. And then F minor. So here's where he's going to modulate because he's coming into this F minor. And that F minor, when you transition from a major to a minor, it is a great way to modulate because it allows you to change where the listener's expectation of resolution is. So it's, well, is it really an F major? God, F major. That's so cool. So how many beats on the F minor are we? 1, 2, 3. So it's 9 beats. 3. And then we have F sharp major. Jeez. Or we can play it here. The truth is, this is our new route. So what we're really going to do is change where the capo is. I'm curious. This is wild. We're on 7 now. We kind of want to get this to C if possible, but we may just go to E. Rather to G. So to go to G, we're going to raise it 2. Nope. Maybe we'll take it away 2. 3. 1. Interesting. So really, if we're going to go from, if we're going to make this C, F sharp, so G, A, it's insane. So it's going to, my God, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. He's modulating 6 semitones. I've never seen that before. It's bizarre. I'm curious if he's actually singing like that. Yeah, that's quite a difference. 6 semitones. That's a wild modulation. That's incredible. Man. So you go to 1. You go to 13, really. Modulation. So we'll do plus 6 semitones. So that just means I take the capo and I just bring it up 6. That is nuts. No one can sing like that besides these people. Schweike could do this very well. Fried. Okay, so we have to figure out a way to put this in here, because this is not modulated yet. So I think what we'll do is this. We'll take out the F sharp. And what we'll do is we'll put in plus 6. Maybe put it in italics or something. And then it goes to mi pachad. So C, E minor, mi pachad Laila. So we'll go like this. F to G. Mi pachad. Lo, F to G. Okay, and then the rest is pretty much going to be the same, I think. This is how we get to the F sharp major from C major. Nuts. B'sheim Hashem, the F minor again.
B'sheim Hashem.
By the way, you'll notice that the C dominant 7th came out. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on a second. Interesting. Yeah, check that out. Oh, weird. Oh, nice. Very interesting. So this is the ending now, so we'll call this coda. Coda. Coda just means the ending. And the abridged version doesn't have the ending, but the full version does, usually. So we have B'sheim Hashem. So there's 3 B'sheim Hashems now. So the coda is going to have the final one. So we have the G to the F. Okay. Then we have the F minor.
B'sheim Hashem. B'sheim
Oh, no, there's only two of them. Go to the C. Hey, what's going on? Rosemill, we're actually just about to end. We're finishing up the coda here. Okay, so after B'Shem Hashem, we don't even need to have this anymore. The coda is going to be... So we have the C dominant seventh to the A. Who is this, by the way? I hope it's Bundy. To A7. Oh, this is so interesting. Oh, it's amazing. Yochi, what's going on? It's amazing. I don't know if you just tuned in or not, but you have to watch this video. The app is really good. It's a good starting point, but there's so many areas that have to be fixed, and you have to really listen closely and have a pretty good understanding of how to build chords, so music theory. But it's a great place to start, and you can really get something good from that. So I don't hear an F minor here. There's something that's added into here which is not showing. Oh man, that's a toughie. Let's hear this closely. Okay, sometimes you end up getting chords that are like insanely hard to hear because the way the orchestration is, some of the very quiet instruments end up playing notes and you really have to pick it out and it takes a long time. So I'm going to come back to this one here. For now I'm going to put F minor because it's pretty close to F minor. And we have the D minor. What is it? Okay. D minor. F minor, but we're going to put that in red because it isn't 100% accurate. Yeah, very good starting point. Very much. So to the G major. This is the most brilliant orchestration. So those are right. Those are very good. G sharp major, A sharp major. To well, we're going to call it differently. We're going to call it A flat, B flat, C. So A flat major, B flat major, 2, C major, and then 2 C's. Okay. Wow. Woo. Nuts. So how long have you guys been listening for? That's how many people we have listening right now. 4 people. Ah, amazing. So now that we finished this, I'm going to show you how I fill out the top part. By the way, this thing is insane. I'm so excited to to learn how to play this smoothly. This I'm actually comfortable with now. I'm pretty sure that's going to be a C over B. And this we'll have to get back to. 5 minutes, awesome. So now, before I go to the next step, I actually have to simplify this for the simple chord book. But look, take a look here. We have to go ahead and write our chords in. So I may put the chords here to save space. We'll see. So let's do it like this. Okay. So first we have to add in our CB. All right. 0, 1, 0, 2, 2, and we're going to X out the last one because our bass note is B. Okay, we have the E half diminished. A7, we'll add in here as well. So I'm actually going to do it this way. So A7 is going to be 0, 2, 0, 2, 0, X. Bass note A. D sus2. It's going to be 0, 3, 2, 0, XX. G7. Okay, it's going to be 1, 0, 0, 0, 2, 3. Then we have G6. A lot of awesome chords in this song. So this is going to be 0, 0, 0, 0, 2, 3. Then we have repeat. We have A minor 7. So in the Kumzits Chordbook, I actually have all the major minor chords in the very beginning. So I don't add them into the chord section. It's only the less frequent chords. So A minor 7th, we're going to go then we have C add 9. Whatever happened to the, oh, here it is, the D suspended. Oh no, we missed one. We missed the D7 sus2. That's before the, oh, right after, right here. D7 sus2. All right, and this is going to be a pretty easy one. A lot of them have really weird names, but they're really easy to play. Like this one is just 2 fingers. Then we have C add 9. This is a little more tricky to play. But pretty much it's going to be 0, 3, 0, 2, 3, 0. Actually, we're not going to add this in because the bass note is C. And then we have F add 9. And That's going to be an F with a pinky on the first string, 3rd fret. So then the rest is regular F. 3, 2, 1, 3. And being, and we'll just do a simple F here. Okay. A minor 7th we already did. D minor 7th we did. D7 sus2 we did. And the rest we could do a C7 and A7. Okay, C7. This is going to be a bar chord. Oops. Okay, so it's actually going to be 3, 5, 3, 5, 3. And A7 we have. And then we're done with the chords. So this is a very interesting song. A lot of very, very beautiful orchestration here. Let's bring that back in. So one of the challenges is I always try to fit it on one page. So what I'm going to do is put it here. Oh. Okay. I'm going to put the translation here. Save some room. Ooh, can I fit it? I'm so close. I think I could probably fit it. Boom. Oh, check it out. Awesome. On one page. So the next step is I have to be able to sing it. So right when David Weiss, how you doing? So right when you think it's all chorded out and you have everything so beautifully. By the way, I just want to play these chords for everyone without the tune. Listen how beautiful from the chorus. It's nuts. I was singing it, but I don't know the song well enough. I just heard the song for the first time tonight. But my goodness, how beautiful is this? So by the way, so when you buy the main version of the chord book, without the abridged, you get all these chords. When you get the abridged version, all these chords turn into major and minors only. So they're easier to play, but it doesn't have as much cream. Fine, so the next step is we got to fill out the top here. The top is going to be the song details. So we already figured out the tempo. We're in 3/4 time signature at 115 beats per minute. I think I said measure before, but it's beats per minute. And I have to figure out the right place to start this song. So I'm not going to consider the modulation for now. All I'm going to do is figure out the vocal range of the first part of the song for in essentially C major, but we're starting on the 7th fret. Okay, it's really G major. So I'm going to basically play the melody of B'Sheim Hashem, and I'm going to find the lowest note, and I'm going to find the highest note, and that'll be my vocal range. I'm gonna transpose everything into an E2 to E4 vocal range. So the 2 is referring to the octave on a piano. So E2 is the 2nd E on a piano. E4 is the 4th E on a piano. So that's my vocal range. So since I'm making this book to be able to sing live, every song that that is included in the book has to be transposed to a singable range for me, which is E2 to E4. So let's go ahead and do this. We can delete that actually. And
B'sheim Hashem.
B'sheim.
B'sheim.
B'sheim. Okay. So on the verse, I look for the lowest note, and on the chorus, I look for the highest note. So the lowest note so far is G, which makes sense. So I don't know the song even well enough to do it myself.
B'sheim Hashem Elokei Yisrael, Yemini Choel, U'mismoli Gavriel, U'milfanai Uriel, U'me'achorai Refael, Yal Roshi Shchinas Kel.
So that's the verse. Now we could jump to the chorus. Okay, so the highest note is that one here. So it's going to be A, but it's going to be... Okay. So now we have to go and take out the capo, and we have to find out exactly what note that really is. So it's really E. So E4 is the high note. So E4. And the low note, if you remember, we were on 7. It would be 10, because it was a G. So D. Wow, D3. My gosh. D3. Oh, it's it's very interesting because the song itself is not really a crazy range in the beginning, which is why he's able to modulate +6 semitones and still sing it. It's very impressive. So I'm actually not going to lower this much. I'm actually going to lower this. So this is C4. So essentially 4 semitones. So I'm going to go to 3. Capo 3. So now I know. So that's the new high note. And this... Wait, that's B. So interesting. Well... You can probably go to 4. Oh wait, hold on. Did I start something? Yeah, I started in the wrong place. So that's the high note. And that is C. Okay, that makes sense. Good. I was going to say, it makes no sense if it's on 4. And capo 3. So now I'm going to fill this stuff in. So the first note verse is where I know to start singing from. We're going to do G to C, because it goes B'sheim. Wait.
B'sheim Hashem.
Okay. So this is G to C. In fact, this is a new song for me. I'm going to add a couple extra notes. I'm going to go G, A. So G, C, D, E. G, C, D, E, D. So this tells me, and now when I hear that, I'll be able to sing it. Now we have to do the key. So obviously this is in the key of C major. But you'll notice here we're on capo 3. So let's go ahead and make this official. He was higher, yeah. So what I was saying earlier was that I can't sing on his pitch. So what I do is, because this is the Kumzits Chordbook, it's not just about playing the songs as they were made. It's about playing them as close to the original as possible, but in a singable range. So because I'm a bass vocal range, which is E2 to E4, I have to actually transpose this song, which is very high. All right, it's a G major song, and then he goes +6 semitones in modulation. I have to transpose that down to a range I can get to. And that's why I transposed it. So the highest note is a C4, because that's my highest comfortable range. I can get to E4, but it's less comfortable. So what I do is I transpose every song in this book, which right now, Yochai, there's 167, I think, songs in here. Every one of them is transposed from the original singer's range, which is always different. MBD is different than Schwecke, who's different than A.B. Rottenberg. And I transpose it always to my range, and that way I can play it live. And the cool thing about it is, because I'm a bass, it's very easy for tenors to harmonize over me, and everybody can sing in the room, especially the men who have low voices. Get a man to sing this song? Impossible. I mean, this is a skilled professional singer who already is a tenor. It's not a normal range for men to sing live, and that's why I do it that way. So this is filled out, but I want to just organize this a little better. So let's go and make a second row called transpose. And I'm going to add the capo here, because all the capo details, all the transpose details will be down here. So the idea for this, of having 2 lines, which is a new feature, is that if, let's say, you're a flutist or a violinist and you're not transposing, or a pianist and you're not transposing, you can look at the details on top and follow them exactly. And then if you're a transposing instrument, like a guitar who's using a capo, or a keyboardist who is transposing on the keyboard electronically, they can look at the details down here. So it separates the two, and everybody has an easy time seeing what they need to see. So it happens to be, it's in the key of C, only if you transpose. So copy, paste. And it's in the key of E flat if you don't transpose, because that would be, right, C, D to E flat is 3 half notes away, which is 3 frets. So it's really in the key of E flat right now. And the first note is actually not going to be G, C, D, E, D. That's going to be only if you transpose with a capo. In fact, it's going to be 3 notes higher. So it's going to be G, A, B flat, C, D, E flat, D, E, F, E, F, G, and F. And I'm going to double check this because I confuse myself a lot. B, okay, that's good. And the vocal range stays the same because the vocal range is always the actual notes themselves. They're not transposed. So we're going to change this now to, we said it was going to be C4. And I think we said it was going to be A flat with the lowest note. A flat. Sorry, B flat. That makes sense? B flat, B flat to C, C to D, and we went from, yeah, that makes sense. That's 4 notes, and we went 7 to 3, okay. So B flat. And this is actually going to be 2. B flat 2 to C4, nice. Let's take out the space. So let's double check our work. Tempo, key, E flat, C, D, E flat, good. These we checked already. Vocal range we checked. All right, we went below C, so it's going to be a 2. Capo 3, key of C, first verse note, and then we have that already. That we checked as well. All right, so this is the final oh no, do we have another line here? Okay, let's take something out here. Okay, now we're on one page again. So this is the final version of the complete version of this song. And honestly, I want to check that as Benny Friedman because it doesn't sound anything like him. So I'm going to check that later on. Now I have to make it into the abridged version. So the idea is people aren't going to be able to follow you if you're playing this. The chords they've never seen before. Here they are. So we got to go and make that simple. And so that's the next step. So here's our final version. We're going to save this. You know what I'm going to do? Just for security reasons, I'm going to save it later. So let's go into copy, new, paste. And this is how you get the abridged version. And it's really cool. All this stuff can go. We don't need any of this stuff anymore. I do leave in some dominant sevenths here and there. I always go back and forth, like, should I leave the dominant sevenths in? Should I take them out? You know, as far as the chords go, I think I might just add a little page in the beginning with the dominants because there's always the same ones. You're always going to have your dominant, your E dominant seventh. You're going to have your G7, your A7, your D7. That's pretty much it. Okay, so in the chord book, that's the abridged version. I don't have any intros. That's gone. I don't have any codas. That's gone. And I don't have modulations. That's gone. It's basic. All right. Translations I have. Let's go and add a line. Okay. And then tab out. So now this is what it looks like. So now we got to get rid of all these extra numbers and letters. B'sheim So it's tricky because it goes C with a bass note C, C with a bass note B, and then C with a bass note A, which is A minor 7th. I probably should call it C with a bass note A. But if you want to play that in chords, to simplify it is tricky. So I would go like this. C, E, A. Yeah, I would go like this. C, E minor, A. I think that's the closest. It still gives it that tune, right? The feel, but it's simplified. And then same thing over here. We'll add the E in, E minor. Now, this whole thing with the E suspended fourth, that whole thing, we could turn all this to D minor. I'm actually thinking maybe I should move this L back. G. Yeah, I like that better. B'sheim Hashem Elohei Yisrael Mimini Michael Mismoli Gabriel Milfonai Nai Uriel. And then the 7th we'll take out. Charai Refoel. Na 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 na. Mial Roshi Shli Naskel. Okay, much simpler. It sounds beautiful. So that's the magic of the abridged version. But it is missing a little bit of color. Let's go to the chorus. Hello, Si Ra. So here we have the C to the C9. C add 9. We don't need the C add 9. C will do it. I would like to keep the E in. Okay. And the F add 9 we can take out as well. So I don't even know how the song goes. Let's see it again. Let's hear it again. I'm using head voice now because everyone's sleeping, as you would imagine. So we'll take out the 7. How does it go? How does it go? Obviously, we can just do D minor. Let me hear it one more time. Oh. Yov Yomam. B'sheim Hashem Eitz Yov Yomam. B'sheim Hashem B'sheim Yomam. B'sheim Hashem. Okay. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it. That's simplified. And still beautiful. It still has the F minor. It has that borrowed chord. Has a little details, but without the complexity. So, everything up here stays the same. Let me just go ahead and do a little formatting. A little nicer that way. Okay. All right. And I guess we're done. What am I supposed to do? You know, I have 20 minutes till I have to go to bed. All right, cool. Oh, so let me show you the next part. So the next part, who do we have watching? Let's take a look. Let's take a peek. Ah, 4 people still. Amazing. So the next part is I have to put it into the directory, essentially. So I'm going to go to this little document over here. And this has all the songs that are in the book. So, Benny Friedman. So the way it works, by the way, just to explain this to you. So here's all the songs, right? There's 163. This is 164. And this is by book number. And you'll notice the book number is sorted, and this is what makes the book really interesting. The book is not just songs. It's sorted by key and by tempo. So I need to find the key of B flat major. Okay, B flat major. See, G major with capo 3. They're always going to be the same. And I'm going to add, we have ODSU and Boi V'Shalom. So both are slow songs. So I'm going to put it wherever I want to. And I will say, let's put it over here after Boi V'Shalom. Let's do Benny Friedman. B'sheim Hashem. Copy this. What did I just do? Okay. Where did I mess something up here? Okay. So now I have to open the actual Kumzits Chordbook and add that song into it. So open Kumzits Chordbook. And I have to go to page 149. Whoa, what's happening here? It is reversed in the actual book. Boy Vishalom is first. I thought I saw it differently. Oh, is that a mistake? That's a mistake. Wow. Boy Vishalom is first. Interesting. So it'll be after Odie Shvu. No, I don't know. No, I'd rather have it after Boy Vishalom still. On page 149. So 149. All right. Every song has their own page. And I'm going to actually reference this now to the table of contents. And finally, because the table of contents grew, it pushed everything else down. I have to move this back up, or it's everything's going to be on the wrong page. Update the table, and that is it. All right, it is now added on 149. B'sheim Hashem, Benny Friedman. There we go. And that's how it works, everybody. Any last questions? Man, wild stuff. It took a long time. I was thinking about spending about an hour, and I think it took me 3 hours. But that makes sense, because each song on average takes about 3 hours. So, and whatever you saw, however long the video ends up being, it was really an extra hour because it takes time to actually transliterate all the words into English and then set everything up. So, guys, thank you very much for watching. I plan to do a lot of these. I learn at least one song every couple days. And it's a pleasure doing this live, so I really enjoy it. It's a lot of fun. So thank you very much, and have a great night. Okay, so I'm working. Oh, so David, I'm working on putting together a Kumzits with. I'm not sure if it's just going to be with Esty or if it's going to be with a few other people, but definitely something in the next couple days. So stay tuned. I'm going to post it everywhere. By the way, are you the David Weiss that does the Wednesday night comfort brings? Same David Weiss? I'm going to shut down now, but if you are, let me know. You can give me a text. All right, guys, have a good night.